A very well-deserved second prize for Drivesec, a very promising startup from Italy. They won roughly 210,000 US dollar. This is a substantial amount of prize money a foreign startup can win in a Chinese startup competition. They were able to secure this amount due to a couple of reasons. First, they were already operating in China. They had a strong sales partner, a good understanding of the Chinese market and how they want to sell to the market. They had already existing POCs, proof of concept, with Chinese OEMs and large corporates. And the founder was frequently visiting the Chinese market to extend their business operations. Most importantly, they promised during the pitching competition to invest a certain amount of money in the Chinese market for their expansion purposes. This is the right signal for the operators of the startup competitions that they see this is a promising startup that will also return taxes in the future, what they are usually looking for. In the following interview with my colleague Maria and Giuseppe, you will learn about Drivesec, their ambitions for the Chinese market, and also why they were able to win this 210,000 US dollar of prize money. Enjoy!
I am here with the second prize winners of ITEC, and so we're going to find out more about what their company does. So why don't you start off by introducing yourself and your company?
My name is Giuseppe Faranda Cordella. I'm founder and CEO of Drivesec, which is a cybersecurity company based out of Torino. We care about product cybersecurity specifically, so everything that is into the IoT space, the Internet of Things type of products like, of course, automotive, drones, appliances, energy distribution systems, everything that is the physical systems that need to be connected to the Internet. And the scope of our company is to design test solutions to verify the security posture of systems and components.
That's a really important area, of course, especially right now with everything that's going into IoT. I'm curious to know what you were doing before you started this company that made you realize this opportunity.
Yes, I'm not young. This is not my first job. I've been in the industry. My last job with large corporation was responsible of vehicle cybersecurity for FCA, an Italian-American OEM. Now it's Stellantis. At that time, I was responsible of setting up protection system for connected vehicle. So this is when I started to consider that the product cybersecurity would have been a strong and interesting place where to start a company, especially because since 2017 or 2018, a lot of government and institutions started to set up regulation for product cybersecurity. So now that most of these product cybersecurity regulations are in place, it is important to support product makers to reach the standards and be secure with their products.
And I guess now, clearly, you've expanded into China, right? And this is part of your global strategy. So I'm curious to know, why did you expand into China? Why now? What's the opportunity that you're seeing?
There's been a number of reasons for that. First, because we work a lot in the automotive industry. The automotive scenario in China is evolving very fast. The automotive ecosystem here is the one pushing the innovation into this market. So being here is important for us, because this is where most of the new things will happen in the near future. Europe and US are struggling a bit on following this type of technologies, while China is running very fast. The second reason is because China is setting up a mandatory legislation on cybersecurity for vehicles starting from this year, 2026. So there will be, and the new regulation are a big push for our business. The third is that we have an investor who is backing us in Europe to enter China. And they are very much interested in supporting the expansion of company like mine into this region. So all these things put together brought me here since a year now, trying to develop the business in this region.
Interesting. And so in your year of being here in China, what do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about operating their business in China?
There are a lot of misconceptions about China. You have to come here to see, and then you understand the speed, you understand the energy, the dedication, the culture. You understand that all the stereotype about Chinese copying stuff from Europe and other countries are no longer meaningful, because the people here has less things to copy because they are far ahead of us.
Better, yeah.
Yes, and that I think is the largest misconception. And always sometimes you hear talking about fighting between different regions. But the only way is to cooperate and support each other to build innovation and to bring new stuff to life in this industry.
Interesting. And I'd also love to know what has been the biggest source of support since you've been coming into China, or where have you been getting access to understanding China other than just being here?
Okay, so we started this path with a partner. It's a company in Shanghai that is supporting us in the business development. We spend times with them to explain what we want to achieve, to do a mapping of competitors' needs and opportunities here in China, and they've been supporting us in developing this analysis. That was actually the first step for us to start. Then we decided which market we want to target, and they helped us to open door and sit in front of the decision maker of the company that we thought were relevant for our business. And they also are supporting us to understand the culture, approach customer in the right way, understand what really happened in the meeting room, and when to push, when not to push. I guess this is the way in which we run business in Europe or we do business in US are different. So you need to understand and respect who is sitting in front of you. And that's the only way to build the trust that is needed to, let's say, do business here.
Exactly.
And everywhere in general.
Everywhere, yeah. Everywhere, any market that you enter, you'll always have to figure out how to do things the local way. Now I want to pivot more so into your individual founder journeys. What's one mistake that you think founders make when entering China? And as you're currently going through this process, what's some word of advice that you want to give to people out there to consider?
Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. To build the trust is not only because you have a technology that is interesting means that you will be winning here, but it's a lot of matter of attitudes, approach, doing the right steps, and not be in a hurry. Because things will happen, but you have to follow the timing that is imposed by your customer. You need to let the things happen and follow the flow. And not be in a hurry. That's my advice.
Yeah, that's really good advice. So thank you so much. I think that's it for all the questions that I had, but I hope you enjoy the rest of ITEC.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When you like this video, and if you like to see more interviews or stories of foreign founders winning in China, please subscribe to this channel, give us a like, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.